to recording, yes.
Hi, John.
Yes,
John, Karl.
Carl.
How are you?
Nice
I'm
to
the
meet
business
you.
manager
Okay.
in this dealership. So if you allow me a couple minutes of your time, if I may have a seat
of
and go over
course.
some of the information with
Yes.
you. Great.
Yes.
Sounds good. Okay, John. So let's take a look at the first document here right in front, which is our proposal.
Mhm.
Just wanted to verify your personal information. So I just want to make sure that your name, address, phone number, email address is all correct.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay. And then the phone number?
Yep.
281-296-2327, is that the correct number for you?
Yes.
Perfect, okay. And I see that you're getting a 2025 Range Rover Sport today with us, and that beautiful blue color?
Yep.
Perfect, sounds good. What made you decide on this particular Range Rover?
So we're having an expand on our family.
Okay, perfect.
So we did need a bigger car.
Is it more kids, a dog, a cat?
Another kid, yes, another child on the way.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You have one already and you're
We have
adding?
one already, yep.
Perfect.
Mhm.
Boy, girl?
It's a girl.
Girl, and then the
Two
new
girls.
one? Two girls,
Yeah.
got it. What's
Mhm.
their ages? Well, the newborn, right?
Well, newborn. She's expected in 3 months.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, the older one's 7 right now.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay. So you're trying to get as much rest as possible until the new
Oh,
one
yes,
comes in, right?
absolutely, yep.
Okay,
Mhm.
awesome.
Exactly.
All right, that's great. Now you are trading in a 2020 Land Rover Velar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I guess I can see
Yeah.
families growing, so we're gonna go up.
Yeah,
in
two shoulders
Right. That's awesome.
Great.
Great. Okay, perfect. Now on your 2020 Velar, are you bringing us the vehicle back with 2 keys, original windshield?
I can bring you the other key.
Okay, so you only have one for
I only have
today,
one,
right?
yeah.
Okay, and as I mentioned, what about the windshield, for example, on the vehicle? Is it the factory one, or did you need to replace it at some point?
I did have to replace it one time.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Did you have to go through insurance, or did you pay out of pocket? For
I
something?
had to pay out of pocket. They didn't cover it because of the heated windshield.
Oh,
Yeah.
that must have been a little pretty bad.
Yes. Yes.
All right, so we'll go over that as time progresses.
Okay.
After that, I just wanted to verify. So you're doing a total of $5,000 out of pocket,
Yes.
and then your monthly payment of around $1,695 for 72 months.
Yes.
Perfect. Great. Okay, that looks good. All right, we're gonna go to our next step. Your insurance.
Yes.
So I've noticed that your salesperson took care of the insurance with you.
Mhm.
I see Sam Davis is your agent. Is that someone that you traditionally deal with, or is that
Yeah.
just the name?
He's my good friend from back in the days.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay. I personally don't know my agent. It's just the
Oh,
800
okay.
number, so that might be a good thing to start, right? Okay, and I noticed that Sam also has you set up with a $500 deductible on the vehicle. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then what made you decide on the $500 deductible?
I saw it and it didn't save that much from a $750 to a $1,000 deductible, so I just stuck with the 5.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. That's great. So I might have to reach out to I personally have $1,000. So
Okay.
if it really doesn't make a big change, maybe I'll
Yeah.
switch and bring it down to 500.
Right.
Perfect. Great. Okay. Next, we have your credit application. So you've already done this online. So this is a printed up version. Well, let's just make sure that we have all the information correct again. So at the
Okay.
very top is just your personal information once again, followed in by your date of birth and social security. If you just want to verify, make sure that looks good.
Yep, looks good.
Perfect. Okay. Now I see that you're employed at U.S. Opportunity at
Mhm.
anywhere U.S. 12345 is the zip code there, and you've been there for about 3 years.
Yes, correct.
What do you do for U.S. Opportunity?
So I do business consulting,
Okay.
so sales, B2B.
Very
That's what
nice.
I do, yes.
Does that require you to do a lot of traveling, or is that
Yes.
something that you can just do over
No,
the phone
I
and
do
video
have
calls?
to travel, so there are some phone calls, but it's mostly face-to-face B2B.
Okay, that's
Mhm.
great. What type of is it a manufacturing? Is it sales related, like automotive sales, like what we do, or?
So it's more about like marketing consulting. things
Got
like
it.
that, yes.
Okay. Things that are way over my head. as
No,
far as
I wouldn't
marketing.
say so. No. You guys already have someone better than me already. So yes.
Well, maybe maybe in the future, maybe you and I can get together.
No.
Maybe we can work on something together. Maybe expand our horizons, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay, great. So that looks good. Now, in regards to your income, so it says that you're making $6,000 per month. Now, is that pre
Mhm.
or post tax?
That's post-tax.
Post-tax,
So
okay,
it's
great.
roughly 10,000 a month.
Got it, okay. So we'll just make sure and confirm that the bank is aware of that, just because they want to make sure that they're
Okay.
allowing for your income to be correct, okay?
Got it.
Perfect, okay, that's, all sounds good. Now, going back to the vehicle, so your family's growing, but do you use the vehicle often traveling back and forth between your different marketing companies, or is it just more around town, grocery store, taking your 7-year-old somewhere?
Yeah, so it's usually within the tri-state area. So it's between Connecticut and Pennsylvania is where I do majority of it. Yeah, very rarely am I going elsewhere, but on a weekly basis, I'm probably up and down, so probably 150 miles a day.
Got it.
Yeah.
I guess that's where the 70,000 miles came in on your 4-year-old
Yeah.
car.
Yes.
Okay, I understand. So you do a large number of driving around everywhere.
Yes,
Okay.
pretty
Now,
much.
has that vehicle stayed within its factory warranty period, or did you have to extend that warranty? Did you have any issues with that vehicle?
Unfortunately, I did not have an extended warranty on it. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have any issues in our service department or any service department?
Just a few of them.
Okay.
I believe there was some issues with the electrical,
Okay.
and the car just stopped on me in the middle of the road too.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I think it happened twice actually.
Got it.
Yeah.
Is that where roadside assistance came into play?
Yes, absolutely. That's
Got it.
where they did help. Yes.
Got it. So that was a big benefit to having that, right? Just to
Mhm.
kind of get you back to the store
Yeah.
and do the repairs. Great. Anything else? Just simply, the reason why I ask is we do have clients that look at both new and pre-owned vehicles.
Okay.
So it's nice to know the history behind your vehicle if
Right.
we are going to retail it back, right? So
Right.
just to kind of have that personal insight as to what type of issues you did have or didn't have with the vehicle. So
Right.
the electronics went bad on the vehicle. Hopefully they got fixed and you were back on the road safely and quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Perfect.
it is a good car. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay. All right. So now, John, I'm gonna have the salesperson take you over to our service department, schedule
Okay.
you for your first scheduled service, and then bear with me for 10-15 minutes while I get everything else squared away.
Okay.
We'll reconvene in my office just to kind of go over everything else.
You
Okay.
got it. Sounds good. All right. Thank you.
All right, John. Back to my office.
Yep.
So, how did you like our service department?
It was good.
Right? A lot of bays, a lot of cars,
Right.
right? A lot of
Yeah.
techie stuff going back there.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So now, when you were going over the service department, did your salesperson ever open up the hood and show you what's underneath it and all the little intricate details of the vehicle itself?
No, I didn't actually look at
No,
it.
you didn't? Well, I mean, you and I can always go out there. I love popping open the hood and
Right.
showing customers how everything looks.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
no, it's
you know,
not necessary. It's okay.
it's nicely covered. You can almost have like a barbecue on it, just
Really?
because
Oh,
I mean, you don't see anything. All the wires are hidden and
Right.
tucked away.
Right.
One of the major reasons why the manufacturer does that is because they've implemented ways in which they can consolidate all those wires and making them into computers.
Oh wow. Okay.
Now, just like your phone, right, is a big computer and it does so many different tasks. Our vehicles tend to do the same thing. So, couple of components that can do a vast variety of different items, right? So, for example, with the newborn on the way, right,
Mhm.
and with your 7-year-old, so safety is probably a very big,
Yeah.
important key in driving, right?
Mhm.
So that's probably one of the reasons why that technology package you decided to go with on your
Yeah.
vehicle, right? So all those computers, one of them is going to focus directly on all the safety features of the
Mhm.
car, right? So anything from the lane tracking to the blind spot assistance, even that active driving cruise control where almost hands-free, right?
Mhm.
Almost.
Right, yeah.
At least gives you a third, person almost driving in the vehicle just to kind of help out a little bit, okay? That being said, this brand new vehicle does come with an extensive warranty coverage. Now, did your salesperson go over anything on as far as the warranty is concerned?
No, it's just a 4 years, 50,000 mile bumper to bumper warranty.
So on that bumper to bumper warranty, what are your thoughts on that? Like, what do you perceive it to cover?
Yeah, I mean, if anything goes wrong with the car, if it breaks down within the 4 years, it's covered. That's yeah.
Well, exactly. So the manufacturer gives you a 4-year, 50,000 mile warranty, right? It's a limited warranty.
Mhm.
Now, the limitations I'll go over with you, but there are a tremendous amount of great things that the warranty does cover.
Okay.
So if you wouldn't just glance right here in front,
Yeah.
right? So your 4-year, 50,000 miles from Land Rover, right, is going to begin today. So you are taking possession of the vehicle today,
Yep.
so the warranty will begin today.
Okay.
So the limited warranty would basically cover you for any defects. Now, defects done by the manufacturing of the vehicle, whether a component that failed or a great component which assembly failed.
Mhm.
Okay, so those
Okay.
are the two variations of defects on this vehicle's warranty that will give you 100% coverage. Okay, so if you look at this, so the defects, 100% of the parts, 100% of the labor
Okay.
at $0 deductible.
Right.
What that basically tells you is that if something goes wrong in this particular vehicle where the part has malfunctioned, my service department would be able to take care of that for you 100% of the time.
Okay.
Okay?
Right.
Now, for example, mechanical things and technology is both included part of that.
Okay.
So your mechanical things would be like the actual ABS system in the vehicle, right? Anything that has to do with the all-wheel drive capability of the vehicle, the engine, the transmission, those are all parts of the mechanics on the car. So they would be day in, day out usage. The technology would be more like those blind spot assistants, right? That computer that tracks and maintains, you know, staying in your lane while you're on the highway. Those are all going to be components of the manufacturer's warranty.
Okay.
Now, you had mentioned to me that you needed to use roadside assistance on your last vehicle when the electronics failed. Yes, the manufacturer with its 4-year 50 does include that roadside assistance,
Mhm.
which just basically means that you are stuck somewhere, you needed to, you know, get back to the shop, you had a tire issue, or you had a, you know, you run out of gas. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but you never know. So roadside assistance would actually help.
Right.
So they would tow you from that location in the event that they can't fix or repair the vehicle on that particular spot on the highway or off the road.
Mhm.
In addition to, if you're traveling, you mentioned to me that you do go out to places for training for
Yeah.
marketing reasons. Well, what if you're not really close by a dealership, or if that dealership, you know, doesn't have any type of transportation to help you with? Land Rover will assist by offering you alternative transportation or accommodations.
Okay.
So which basically means that they may cover a hotel stay in the event that they are needing, you know, a day or two to repair your vehicle.
Right.
So those are going to be all part of that manufacturer's warranty. In addition to, you also have tire manufacturing warranty. Now, 9 out of 10 times, you know, tires aren't covered, right? Just
Right.
because they are things that happen out of our, you know, assistance, right? So if you're driving down the road and you pick up a nail, you're going to be responsible for it.
Right.
But Pirelli, these are the tires that are on your vehicle currently. They are covered for the next 12 months or 12,000 miles. In the event something during the assembly process transpired which caused it to malfunction. So if the bead is not holding that tire onto that rim and it causes you to have some type of air leak in the middle of the day driving, you know, back and forth to work, that would be covered.
Okay.
The damages to those tires would be still your own personal responsibility, right?
Got it.
Now, in addition to that, scheduled maintenance is also part of what's going to be out of your own pocket expenses. Land Rover does not offer any type of maintenance for this particular vehicle.
Mhm.
So at every 21,000 miles when that vehicle needs to be serviced, that's when there'll be an out-of-pocket expense.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
So as long as you're okay with all that we just went through, if you wouldn't mind just giving me your signature at the very bottom.
Yep.
So this way that we can then move forward.
You got it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Perfect job. So now that we have your warranty coverages taken care of, right? All those extra things that I spoke about, wouldn't you love if they were all covered as well, just like the
Yeah,
limited,
that'd be
right?
great, yeah.
So what ends up happening is that by taking this manufacturer's warranty, I can then introduce you a specific specialized delivery for you,
Okay.
and for your needs and specifications.
Right.
So John, if you wouldn't mind just quickly taking a peek at this particular menu.
Okay.
So these are the menus available, the options available to you. Now your base monthly payment is still that $16.95 with the $5,000 out of pocket for 72 months.
Mm-hmm.
If you would allow me to going over all these specific options, this will show you how your monthly payment can be adjusted to specifically fit your needs and
Okay.
wants.
Yeah.
So number one, the extended service contract. So we spoke about the 4-year 50 being the manufacturer's limited warranty. this option here for only $46.29 will allow you to extend that 4-year 50 all the way out to 6 years or 85,000 miles, okay? Gap. And we did speak about Sam, your insurance agent, right? And you've dealt with him for a number of years. He's a good friend of yours,
Yeah.
right? Sam might have introduced you to what your benefits and their lack of might be by having a vehicle insured through the insurance policy. Now, did he ever explain to you what your financial obligations are in the event of a total loss?
No.
So what ends up happening is that when the insurance company deems a total loss on a vehicle, now whether that be someone hitting you because they were texting while driving, or the vehicle were to be stolen, right? You're going to still be responsible for the outstanding balance on your loan.
Okay.
Sam has placed an insurance coverage for your vehicle, which will cover you for the market value. Now, those two differences is what creates that gap.
Okay.
And in this particular place, this 1536 is that gap. So not only will it cover the difference between those two numbers,
Yeah.
but you had mentioned you have a $500 deductible.
Yeah.
Gap will also pay for that as well. So this way that you're not having to come out of pocket anywhere else.
Okay.
You're gonna have a newborn. I don't think you want any additional money out of pocket,
Right.
okay?
Okay.
Road hazards.
Yes.
Road hazards, tire and wheel. So the first 12 months or 12,000 miles would be in the event that that tire, based on the manufacturer's warranty, would have a defect during the assembly. A nail or a screw or a pothole, unfortunately, don't fall within those lines. So the road hazard tire and rim, for a mere $15.58 per month, would allow you to have coverage in the event you pick up a nail, you hit a pothole, accidentally parking too close to a curb and damaging the tire or the wheel, okay? Scheduled maintenance, 21,000 miles between your scheduled services, which is great. You tend to drive a lot. So that 21,000 miles will probably come into place somewhere in just about 2 years from now, right? So scheduled maintenance for $11.64 per month, which is a phenomenal payment there.
For 6
just
years too.
for 6 years.
Yeah.
That would allow my technicians to perform the necessary tasks of replacing the oil, replacing the wiper blades, rotating your tires, replacing that microfilter every time it's needed for the vehicle, so that you maintain that vehicle and basically build more value whenever you need to trade out of it, okay? Windshield coverage. Now, I'm sure that when you drive around these long distances, visiting different locations, different parts of the, the tri-state area, right? You tend to drive behind a tractor trailer. I know I have, right? And what if a rock or a stone pops out of one of the rear tires and puts a stone chip in your glass or even cracks it? Windshield coverage would prevent you from having to pay out of pocket to replace that glass. So not only will they take care of the factory OEM glass, but also the labor involved in it, okay? And that would be adding $15.36 to your payment.
Okay.
The last and final one, which is going to be your environmental protection. Now that's for the next 5 years to ensure that the paint and the fabric of this interior vehicle is greatly protected. Newborn on the way. I'm sure that feeding that newborn will eventually create some type of chaos, right? A little too much milk or a little too much of this, and next thing you know, you have a little vomit spill in the backseat of your vehicle. Well, why not be able to have something that will then protect against those type of items, okay? So, John, if you were to take a quick peek, 72 months, your new adjusted monthly payment becomes $19.42 with everything that I have just discussed. On the value option, 72 months is only $19.72, but you are dropping your monthly payment by removing the environmental protection, right? So you're removing the ceramic coating both to the interior and to the exterior. On the basic package, what you end up doing is you have the exact same value, but now you have removed windshield, which means that a stone chip or a rock hitting the glass, you would then be responsible to replace that windshield, okay? And at the very end, you have your economy package, which just simply takes your basic and removes your road hazards or your tire and rim. Now these payments are then adjusted at the very bottom. So on your economy, 72 month, adjusted to $18.96. On the basic, 72 months, you're at $19.11. At the value, you're at $19.27. and on the preferred, you're at 1942.56. Now, based on this, which one fits best to your specific needs?
Well, none of them. I think I want to stick with my base payment.
I can appreciate that, John, absolutely. Okay, so while I have you here, let's just also take a quick peek at your monthly payment, your base payment of $16.95. Would you like that to start 30 days from now or 40 days from now?
Yeah, 45 days.
45 days from now?
45
Perfect.
days.
Great, okay. Now, me personally, I'm a very techie guy, so whenever I get my statement from the bank, right, I don't like to send a check out, right?
Okay.
I feel like
Yeah,
checks
me
are a little
neither.
old school, right?
Yeah.
So just bear in mind that in the next 2 to 3 weeks, you're gonna get a statement from Chase,
Mhm.
right, at your $16.92 monthly payment, and you'll be able to set up automatic payments with them. The only reason why I can't do it is just due to privacy, right?
Oh, okay.
We don't want
Yeah.
your account information being shared, okay?
Right.
So, all right, so we'll set that up.
Okay.
Now, I recall you and I having a conversation earlier that, you know, you do quite a bit of driving, right? On, you know, back and forth between, you know, your marketing locations. Now, when we had specifically decided on putting a presentation for you that best fits your need, is there one or two particular options that you find most comfortable for you?
So there were a couple things, you know, the windshield I told you that I had some issues with, and you know, a few electrical problems that I had on my other car. But I just paid as I went along, you know.
I can definitely appreciate that feedback from you. Now, in regards to the warranty or the windshield, those two particular points there. Now, is that something that you find is the price is too much for your budget, or is that something where you find that you would never use?
It was more of the price. I mean, obviously going with the windshield, I mean, it would be another $80 more a month, so that was a little bit out of my budget.
Understood.
Yeah.
So, if you wouldn't mind, just a quick thought here. Initially, we were going to be putting $5,000 out of pocket, correct?
Yes.
Now, you did mention to me that you particularly can put a little bit more money out of pocket.
Mhm.
Now, we had adjusted the payment here, reflecting a little bit more money out of pocket to adjust your base payment with the two options there. Would that be more convenient for you?
That would definitely help out a little bit more. How much would I have to put down in order to be at the $16.95 payment?
Great. So if we take your windshield at the $15.36 and your extended service contract at the $46,
Yeah.
so if we were to combine those two to maintain still that base monthly payment, the additional $5,000 out of pocket would then cover and keep your base adjusted payment the same. Does that fit you exactly what you're looking for?
Okay. Yeah. No. I think the basic makes sense then. Yeah, I'll probably stick with the basic then.
Perfect. So if you wouldn't mind, just giving me a signature there.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, John. So right here, what we have is your acceptance. So you're accepting basically your basic package, which
Yep.
would include your service contract, gap scheduled service, and your windshield coverage there. Now, not to beat a dead horse, but so with all of your driving around, do you find that maybe tire insurance might be something that you would be interested in adding to this, just at the mere cost of the $15.85, bearing in mind that you do a lot of driving, which isn't local, but it's throughout the tri-state area, both good and bad roads. Is that something that you might be interested in adding on top of the basic?
Well, I haven't had that many tire issues before. However, I do drive a lot of miles.
Just remember, bear in mind that you probably will not be the only one driving the vehicle, right? I'm sure that the missus will be driving it as well, especially with the newborn. If she needs to take the baby to the doctor or anywhere else like that, checkups, right? So there are going to be more than just one person driving the vehicle. So at that $15 extra per month, by adding that tire coverage to it, we would still fit within that adjusted budget where you were looking to fall within, and still give you that peace of mind, that protection.
Got it. So that would be roughly about $15 more a month, right? But the preferred's only $25 more a month.
Correct, and remember, so that also is going to add that environmental protection.
You know, I'm gonna get the preferred then.
Perfect, sounds good to me.
All right,
Great, John, so if you just wanna just give me your autograph right there,
got it.
and we will get everything squared away.
All right,
Awesome.
excellent.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you.
Thanks.
Yep.
I felt like that was like an